Okay. Um. So. So what's a big stressor that you have going on?
Currently I have roommate issues, and it's only the first few weeks of school, so it should be interesting.
Did you get to pick your roommates?
I did. So one of the roommates I lived with last year,
Okay.
and then the two other ones were on my floor, and like we've all been best friends since the beginning of freshman year.
So who do you have beef with?
So the one that I lived with last year, it's kind of like continuing drama from last year into this year, I think. But
Okay.
yeah.
Have you done anything to try and maybe talk to them or like?
Yeah, so like it's really just like the one roommate against like the three of us. Like we don't gang up on her, but
Okay.
like she just she has no like concept of like respecting others and like doing things for the betterment of like everybody in the living situation. So like even last year she did things that were like not cool, and I like talked to her about it, and then we'd be fine for a few days, and then it'd go back to that same behavior. And then this year, we like kind of like set ground rules for the
Okay.
year, and she hasn't really been like following those rules already.
Was everybody like aware of the ground rules?
Yeah, for the most part. Like I mean, we all sat down and talked about it.
Okay.
So like they were made fairly clear. I felt like.
Like you felt like?
I felt like they were pretty clear rules. I mean, yeah.
Like, do you think that it's like a purposeful thing that she's doing, or do you think that it's maybe just that she doesn't fully understand?
Probably a little. Like I think a little of both. I think part of it is it's just her personality to just not really care as much for what other people feel. But I also think that like the way that she was brought up is different than maybe the way me and my other roommates were brought up. So like we don't have the same like values as each
Okay.
other. Maybe I don't know.
So was it like? I feel like get more into it. Like, is it cleaning? Is it like?
It's just like, for example, today.
Okay.
So like we all share a kitchen, and like we have a pretty decent sized fridge, freezer, but there's four of us, so like
Okay.
you when you go grocery shopping, like it gets like pretty packed.
Definitely.
And like she came home with like 3 or 4 bags just of frozen food, and just like threw it all in there, and like started taking other people's food out and like leaving it on the counter. And so like just like disrespectful things like
Right.
that's it. And it's like it's more like annoying than anything else. And so I came home to that and I was kind of mad. And so I asked her like why she was doing that, and she said she needed to put her food away. So I was like, oh, okay. But so it's like that, or like like we talked about like because we all have our own rooms, so like whatever like you do in your room, like we don't care. But like she like would have many guys over, and like at like 4 in the morning, and like be in the living room like really like just talking really loud, and like just like stuff that's like not cool, and like it's kind of annoying because yeah, it's the beginning of the year, and like we don't have a lot of school stuff going on, but like once we get further in the school year, it's like everyone's gonna be super busy like studying and stuff, and
Right.
I'm not gonna want to deal with that. So yeah, just stuff like that.
Okay. Okay. So like roommate from hell a little bit.
Yeah, just a little.
Um. Like, is your communication open? Like, I know that you said that you like did address the situation with like the freezer and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But are you guys like talking about like everything? Like, do you think that your communication is good with her?
It probably could be better. Like sometimes, like I'm the type of person like let things just like I'll like let them pass and just like try to like be okay, and then like they just build up over time, and then that's when I get like really mad, and then I'll say something, or if it's like a really big deal, then I'll say something. It's like I probably should work on just like talking to her right away when it happens. Um, but a lot of her communication is like through text or like that kind of stuff, so it's not a lot of face to face.
Okay. So is it basically just you that's addressing her, or do the other three roommates? Or
Basically
the other two
just
roommates?
me.
Okay.
My other roommates are like, I'd say a little less confrontational. They don't like being in that role.
Okay.
It's like they have me kind of talk for them, which is probably not a good thing.
Right.
But yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like, is there tension in the house or not really?
Yeah, there definitely is. Like when she's there, like she'll bring her friends over, which is fine, but then they'll like either be in their room and like shut the door and like not talk to anybody, or they'll be in like the common space and like only have conversations with each other. And the thing is, like, we've all like been friends since freshman year, so it's like it's really weird. It's not like we just like all decided to be roommates and weren't really friends before.
Right.
So it's kind of weird.
No, I remember you were kind of like addressing like how the roles were. So you said that with that girl, you've been friends with her since freshman year.
Yeah, and the other girls too.
So all three.
All three, but like the girl that I'm having problems with, like we were best friends.
Oh really?
Really, yeah.
So you think that that's part of the reason too why your other roommates have you addressing her? Okay.
For sure.
So did you guys? So do you think that it's affecting your guys' relationship? Like, did you guys maybe like not? Were you guys not as close? Were you guys still best friends when you moved in with each other? Or did
we weren't. I mean, we probably haven't been as close of friends for like the last few months, but I think definitely living together has put a strain on our friendship.
Was that because of summer break, or was that because of something else?
I think there's like a lot of probably underlining issues that we've had, that she's done things to me and she thinks that I've done stuff to her. So I think like she just carried all of that history into living together.
Okay.
So yeah, it hasn't been great so far.
Right. So you don't think that the things that she's doing is to be destructive though, because she's like upset at you?
Yeah, I think that's part of it. I think also she just sometimes just doesn't care about what she does to other people.
Got you. I don't know. Oh god, that was only halfway. Like if you were to like, let's say that you, I mean, do you want to continue being roommates with her?
Like I'll like finish out the year because I feel like at the end of the day, it's if we can't be friends, we'll just live together and like that'll be that. But like next year, I'm not gonna live with her.
Okay. Do you think that you'll continue being friends, or that you can continue being friends?
I think if we find like a common ground that we can just be civil with each other, like for the rest of the year we live together, maybe we can be friends after. But I feel like she's the type that just carries so much of a grudge towards people that she can't get over things. Okay. So, and I'm the type of person that gives people like so many chances, and then once I'm done, I'm like done.
That's it. Okay.
So, we'll see.
I mean, are you trying? Like, do you want to be friends?
I do. Okay. Like, I do miss like our friendship that we had. But I feel like she's changed so much that like we don't have a lot of things to connect on anymore. So like we're in the same sorority, so like we do that together. But other than that, I just feel like we've probably grown apart, which like might be for the best. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But like I do miss like hanging out, like just genuinely just like hanging out with her and being friends.
Yeah.
But.
Do you know how she feels?
Kind of. Like, we talked about it a little, like, the first few days. Trying to, like, just, like, get over, like, things that have happened. And she said, like, she was, like, upset with, like, what she felt like I did to her, which was, like, not really make her feel, like, included in our friend group last year, like, the end of last year and stuff.
Okay.
Which, like, I don't agree with. But for the sake of trying to get over things, said I was sorry and, like, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So, like, this year I've been trying to, like, be more inclusive, if you would call it that. But it doesn't seem to be working, and like she doesn't really hold up like her end of the bargain, which was just to be a nicer human being towards everybody. But so yeah, I'm trying to make it work, but it's not really doing anything.
Do you think that is because like obviously there's a little bit of a connection, right? Like she felt left out last year, and now it's basically 3-against-1 is what you said in the beginning, right? So that's kind of like feeding it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Probably feels like we're ganging up on her, but it's all things that like she's doing too. I don't know. It's hard. It's a hard situation because I can see like her perspective, but then like she doesn't stop the behavior that like makes us want to like gang up on her, kind of.
Right.
So, yeah, I guess if I look at it that way, it's ganging up, kind of because she's still doing the things that are making us mad. So,
right.
So yeah.
Do you think that, I mean, have you tried to have a discussion with her, like, one-on-one, instead of, like, all you guys sitting down?
Yeah, and that kind of just, like, it starts off okay, and then it, like, goes into, like, history of our friend, and it just, like, never really gets anywhere or accomplishes anything, or, like, we think we've accomplished things, and then, like, the next day or 2 days later, things are back to normal. And part of it, too, is, like, her friend that used to be in our friend group, not really in our friend group, like comes over all the time, and so I think when she's there, it like she feeds her like the fire, like
right.
So like saying like shit about or oh my god things about us. So yeah, I think that doesn't help, and like we're not really fond of her, so like it's kind of like we're all butting heads. Yeah.
So. How many attempts have you made? I mean, school has not been in for that long. Because you did not live with her.
I lived with her
before. Oh, you did.
I lived with her last year in the dorms, and then my other roommates lived together.
Okay.
So, but like we pretty much like it was kind of like we all lived together because we're all always together. Kind of.
So they were cool with her.
Yeah, they like not as close as I was ever, but like decent friends. But I probably tried talking. Well, I talked to her like initially at the beginning, like when I moved in like 3 weeks ago, and then the behavior and like kind of disrespectful things started like a week after that. So I've talked to her like 2 or 3 times since then, and then today with the whole like frozen food situation. It kind of sounds stupid now that I think about it, but like it's always over little things, but they all build up over time. You know?
Yeah. So, when you were roommates with her before, did you have the same issues?
Not the same exact ones.
Because were you guys, the living situation wasn't the same, like you didn't have...
No,
like,
we
did
didn't
you
have
all
our
have
own
your own
rooms.
stuff?
No.
Okay.
So we had bunk beds.
Okay.
And so the first semester last year was really good, like perfect, not perfect, but like pretty good. Like we were still like really good friends. And then the second semester started, and she had a boyfriend who like doesn't go to school here. Well, they're not together anymore, but so he would come up every weekend and like stay with us, which was fine. Like I didn't care, but then like it just became like a lot where like she wouldn't tell me that he's coming, and so like I'd be in bed, and then like there's another person in there, and they'd be talking and be up late, and so that was kind of annoying. So like we talked about that, and like things got better, and then towards the end of the year, she just didn't care about like how I felt about it. So I would just kind of stay in like my other friend's room.
The two that you're...
Yes.
Okay.
And so I'm sure maybe that's where like she felt like she wasn't included because I was always with them when she was with her boyfriend.
Okay.
But I wasn't going to stay in our room when her boyfriend was always over. So, like, I kind of see where she's coming from, but then, like, not at the same time. But we, like, ended the school year, like, on pretty good terms. And then the summer, like, we didn't really see each other because she lives like a couple hours away from me.
Okay.
And we both worked and stuff, but we talked. But then she became closer with the other girl that we're not like friends with anymore.
Okay.
And so then I got closer with like my other two friends that are roommates. So that's where we're at.
Okay. So you didn't have the same conflicts, really? I mean, besides like the boyfriends, and now she's bringing guys.
Yeah.
over,
So
but-
we didn't have. Yeah, I would say overall, like we didn't have the same conflicts.
Okay. So this is all new stuff.
Pretty much. So that's why it kind of feels like it's just out of spite. Kind of. Maybe not. Maybe that's. I don't know. What do you think?
I'm just the counselor, right? I'm not supposed to have a view, right? I'm supposed to ask questions to make you think of stuff. No, I don't know. Like, maybe, well, if behaviors are changing, like, do you know if anything maybe, like, happened during the summer that you're unaware of? Or, like, maybe she's just going through something?
She very well could be, and maybe I should reach out to her in that aspect and say, hey, like, is something going on that, like, I don't know about? And then just talk about that and not have it even, the conversation be about our issues, and maybe then have a mutual understanding of kind of what's going on.
Right.
Maybe.
Because, like, I think also, like, that one-on-one might be good since she feels ganged up on.
Yeah.
Like, and she said that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
We're done. Okay. Thank God.